Oh, gosh.
All right, I'd like to welcome everyone to the June 11th, 2020 meeting of the Delaware County Board of Commissioners. Would you please rise and join me in the pledge? I pledge
Allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
All right, thank you. I'm Jeff Benton, President of the Board this year, and to my right is our Vice President, Gary Merrill, and our Administrator, Mike Fromer, and to my left is fellow Commissioner Barb Lewis, and Sarah DeNovo is the clerk today. Okay, we can start.
Resolution number 20-494, in the matter of approving the electronic record of the proceedings from regular meeting held June 8th, 2020.
So move.
Second.
Discussion, vote.
Vote on motion 20-494. Mr. Merrill?
Aye.
Mrs. Lewis?
Aye.
Mr. Benton?
Aye.
Resolution number 20-495, in the matter of approving purchase orders, then and now certificates and payments of warrants and batch numbers CMA PR 0610 and memo transfers and batch numbers MTA 0610.
So moved.
Second.
Discussion, vote.
Vote on motion 20-495. Mrs. Lewis?
Aye.
Mr. Merrill?
Aye.
Mr. Benton?
Aye.
Resolution number 20-496, in the matter of canceling the Commissioner session scheduled for Thursday, July 2nd, 2020.
So move.
Second.
Discussion, vote.
Vote on motion 20-496. Mr. Benton?
Aye.
Mr. Merrill?
Aye.
Mrs. Lewis?
Aye.
Resolution number 20-497, in the matter of approving a supplemental appropriation.
So moved.
Second.
Discussion.
Good morning, Dawn Houston, Deputy Administrator, and I'm requesting your approval of this resolution that would appropriate the remaining grant funds that we receive from SEPCO for our wellness program. If you have any questions, I'd be happy to answer them for you.
How's the program going so far this year?
It's going okay. We are really ramping up our communications with employees. Actually, one will be going out here shortly if it hasn't gone out already. But providing opportunities for them to earn the wellness points and hopefully have a successful completion of the program this year. Really was hoping to increase the participation. But with coronavirus, it has been very challenging to do that. We do have 2 on-sites coming up for the biometric screenings in July. One day is full. The second day, there are still slots available. But with doctors' offices and labs being open again for non-emergency type situations, really hoping that employees will take advantage and get that done. I know I'm one of those that still has to do my blood work, so I'm in the same boat.
Well, I believe we have a blood drive coming up that you can get points for as well. Is that correct?
I know, I've heard that, yes, definitely.
And with April and May basically having, or late March through late May, having very little routine medical
Right.
care, that compresses the timeline. And I know they extended the deadline from July 15th to July 31st, I think.
31st for the blood work, yes.
Yeah, that will
and
help
then-
some.
And then also opened other options for increase in points for preventive exams and things like that that people could add to get those points. So they definitely made it easier to complete the program and allow other avenues for employees and their covered spouses to earn the points. They just need to log them in order for them to successfully complete.
Yeah, the webinars have been really good. And you can go back to prior years too.
Yes.
When you see if there's something that interests you there.
Yes.
So.
And that's an easy 25 or 50 points.
Right.
For
right,
completing.
Yes. Yeah, pretty easy.
Yes, I agree.
All right, we'll take a vote.
Vote on motion 20-497. Mr. Benton?
Aye.
Mr. Merrill?
Aye.
Aye,
Thank you.
Thanks, Don.
thank you.
Resolution number 20-498, in the matter of granting the petition to vacate the drainage improvements for the Green Lawn Specialists.
So
Oh,
moved.
second.
Discussion.
Good morning, Commissioners. Brett Bacon, Delaware Soil and Water Conservation District. Pleasure to see you again. The vacation petition that has been submitted is for some very small single-payer project on Peach Blow Road. The project was brought onto the Drainage Maintenance Program in 2017. Since that time, the engineer's office and our office has somewhat altered our criteria for the projects that we require to go on to maintenance. This project would not meet those current requirements, and the infrastructure that's on maintenance, we would not require them to place that on maintenance if the project were to be proposed today. There's an access easement that was platted or accepted as part of the drainage maintenance project when the project was first brought on. Since that time, they would like to make some expansion, I think, to their operation, and the access easement is a hindrance to that. They approached us about how to best go about getting around this hurdle. Our advice to them was to vacate the entire project because it just doesn't meet our current criteria. So we would recommend approving this vacation request and taking the project off of maintenance. I'd be happy to answer any questions you might have.
So they did initiate the vacation?
Yes, yes.
petition. Okay, and they're the single owners?
Yep.
And they will maintain this?
Yes,
Property,
yes.
the improvements?
Essentially, there's a retention pond that the water flows into. Actually, it's a dry basin detention pond. The only thing we have on maintenance is the outlet pipe and structure from that pond. We have nothing downstream. The pond, it just doesn't affect the off-site water, which was our previous criteria. If there was off-site water flowing through a project, we took it on maintenance. There's nothing about the pond that would cause water to back up off of this property, so there's really no benefit to upstream lands. And then I'll say our other criteria that we're looking at right now is when we have a pond, if the embankment or the levee of the pond is close to or would threaten some public roadway, threaten the traveling public, then we would require that to go on maintenance, so we would have some control over that. This is out in the middle of a field. If the pond were to let go, it's not going to cause any damage downstream. So,
What, is there a fund balance in this one?
They were $51.22 in the negative after the collection of their special assessments for this year. They have submitted a check, so they would be at a zero balance.
Okay, so they would make up that deficit then?
And I'm going to state what I believe is the obvious. If there was a watershed petition in that area, that would not preclude them from being involved in that because of that.
No, absolutely. If there was some, I'll say, traditional petition project filed, which there could be, they would be a benefiting property, and that would be subject to a 6131 and 6137 assessment for that.
Like I said, stating the obvious, I thought, but I thought it was worth making that clear.
Absolutely.
Okay. Other questions? I guess we'll take a vote.
Vote on motion 20-498. Mr. Bitten?
Aye.
Mr. Farrell?
Aye.
Mrs. Bliss?
Aye.
Okay.
Can I start our petition?
Yeah, I think we'll skip opening the hearing right now. Go on to,
Item number 7.
yeah.
Resolution number 20-499. Matter of approving a supplemental appropriation for the clerk of court's office.
So moved.
Second.
Discussion.
Good morning, Commissioners. Mike Fromer, County Administrator. When we opened back up the title office, this is the one that's up in Orange Township. The way the building is currently set up, the staffing is behind like a counter, and in order to be able to enforce the reduced occupancy and also the social distancing, the clerks, the title office had talked to us about adding a security person during like an 8-week period of this because of the requirements that the governor was imposing and stuff like that. It's something you kind of got to see to understand that all the staffing is behind a countertop and people would just come in without, and they were actually having to make people line up outside to keep the occupancy and things of that nature. We also feel that this is going to be 100% reimbursable under the CARES Act and other things like that. So we're asking for supplemental for this, and it's just a temporary setup.
Finish the word temporary. It's not a permanent position.
And so it's not a threat issue? I mean, it's not that they feel unsafe, it's they're complying with
It's just being able to, I don't know if you guys had seen some of the photos, like when the BMVs and the title
Oh, yeah.
offices all opened up, people were just swarming and, just keeping people, and when you see the setup, it's like there's like 4 different clerks and it's just,
Yeah,
I'll show
I've
you a
been in there,
picture.
yeah. I know
Yeah, it's kind of it'd be really hard to maintain that.
I think the right terminology would be facilitate or coordinate.
Yeah.
Right. Yeah, I just want to make sure there wasn't a physical threat issue
No.
other than the COVID. Okay. Vote, please.
Vote on motion 20-499. Mr. Merrill?
Aye.
Mrs. Lewis?
Aye.
Mr. Benton?
Aye.
We have an item for other business. if you-
Yes, we may as well go ahead with that.
Resolution number 20-500, in the matter of approving the development agreement by and among the Delaware County, Ohio Triangle Properties Incorporated, Kenny Asset Management LLC, and Peach Bowl Land LLC for the extension of North Road from Shanahan Road to Peach Bowl Road.
So moved.
Second.
Discussion.
Commissioners, this is a development agreement for the project as Clerk DeNova just outlined, and if you have any questions, I'd be happy to answer.
Just thank you for your coordination on this.
Yes.
Yeah, a lot of people have been involved in this, and this will end up with North Road being ultimately built out and connecting Peach Blow and Shanahan, which is a good thing.
And a
then
new
the school.
New school, right, new elementary going in.
Yep, that's
Yeah,
great.
it's a really good partnership. We have 2 private landowners, the schools, us, the county, just once again, working on that long-range vision to get the infrastructure set up to handle it as everything grows, so.
Boy,
Yeah.
you did a great job, Mike,
Yeah, and
working on this.
yeah, it'll take a while, take a few years, but getting North Road extended does help alleviate traffic on 23 as well, which is a good thing, so. Okay, let's take a vote.
Vote on motion 20-500. Mr. Merrill?
Aye.
Mrs. Lewis?
Aye.
Mr. Benton?
Aye. Thanks, Mike. Although you may want to stay there. We're going to go to administrator reports.
I have nothing to report today.
All right, you can leave. Okay, so we'll continue with commissioner reports. Commissioner Lewis, any?
Okay, went to, well, I didn't go, actually, online. Went to a meeting of Families and Children First, and one of our providers who does a really great job did mention that she has had during the pandemic has had online sessions, and the participants, the parents and then the kids, asked if they could meet more often, which I thought was really great because they were feeling kind of isolated. Rather, they were feeling isolated. She said the attendance was great, and that one session lasted from 7 p.m. to 11:30 p.m. And so I thought, boy, pretty fruitful. Another of our board members is on Action for Children and represents them, and he mentioned that Action for Children has a list of child daycare center providers, and so if people, and and we know this too, that a lot of people are looking for child daycare because the numbers of children taken in the daycare centers because of the pandemic is limited. And so Action for Children may be able to help, and they can provide a list of the daycare centers for parents if the parents will call into them. So I thought that was definitely worth mentioning. Developmental Disabilities said that they are in their reentry phase now. Right now, their whole building, I guess, is being scrubbed. I mean, cleaned. and adult daycare is gradually opening up. Jobs and Family Services is undergoing a soft opening, and they'll be back up and running as of July 1st. And that's it.
Okay, very good, thank you. Mr. Merrill?
Just a couple of things. First of all, we all had the opportunity to meet the new city manager in Powell yesterday. Andy White, thought, I very much enjoyed getting acquainted. First time I had the opportunity to meet him. We were going to meet earlier and the virus
Things
delayed
got in the
that.
way.
And so I think all three of us had that benefit yesterday. The CCO reps weekly meeting is this afternoon at 3:30, and I'm more than likely will sit in on that. I missed last week's, but I will try to be part of that this week. There's a lot going on. The course of meeting tomorrow, and I think I alluded to Monday, is going to be in-person meeting. And then the staff will all be doing it virtually, but the board is less than 10, so we'll be able to do it together. And I've asked that Bob Lamb get with each of you and update you on the Entrepreneurial Center at Ohio Wesleyan, just to
Okay.
give you some information. So I don't know if he's done that yet or not, but he will be doing that. And that's all I have.
Okay, just a couple of things. DKMM, we had our call yesterday, Tuesday. Yep. And it went fine. I thought it was pretty good, not ideal. I still like the in-person back and forth and debate and interaction, but they did a nice job with getting the business done. DKMM is doing fine through this. In fact, their activity is even up a little bit because they've had more, I think more people are clearing out their garages and basements.
People have more
and
time to do
attics
house
and-
cleaning.
Yeah, so they're actually seeing an increase in trash being presented and recycling and so on. See, at 1:30-ish, we're going to have out front, the Deputy Jim Miller's procession is going to be today, this afternoon. They're starting at the jail and winding around through the city of Delaware, and before they go to the actual funeral service, I think it's at Rodman's. I think it's Rodman. Anyway, that is they're going to go by the front around 1:30.
I would question the time on that, and you have a memo in front of you. I thought it was 1,300 hours, so I thought it was a little bit before.
They start at 1 o'clock at the jail.
Okay.
Oh, okay.
They expect to be here about, okay.
Yeah, and that's why I said about 1:30.
Okay,
They're going to
so-
stop behind the courthouse where he worked a lot, and I think pick up his widow there, is my understanding, and then proceed further on the
I
procession.
appreciate the clarification, because I thought it was going to be around
They'll
1
be
o'clock.
standing out
By
there.
the time they get here,
Early.
it'll probably be at 1:30 or thereabouts. There'll be a number of police vehicles, sheriff's vehicles, in the procession. So it'll be a nice tribute to Jim.
Right.
Um,
It says the service will begin at 1:30 at the funeral home.
Yeah, yeah,
So we should be there out here before 1:30.
probably, yeah.
Yeah, okay, yes.
Somewhere, I think it said 1,300 hours or something.
It did,
It starts at the jail.
right, yeah.
So, anyway, that's a good tribute to Deputy Miller. Morpsey calls this afternoon, Senate Bill 310. There's a lot of negotiations going on behind the scenes to make sure that kids can continue to use their prevailing wage powers on public-private partnerships, as we've done in the past. I think it's beneficial for the county, for the residents, to get things done gets things done faster and cheaper. So we're trying to make sure that power, it remains in the bill as it is, and it's being used properly. SEBCO renewal, we've been doing some work on that as well. CCAO surprised us all with a huge proposed increase in our health care for next year, and we're digging into the math and the model to understand why they would go up so dramatically when claims will probably be down significantly this year. And with less activity lower activity generally doesn't drive price increases. It's increased activity that drives price increases, and a whole bunch of other reasons. And I've been digging into the model, and I don't agree with a lot of the assumptions. And so I'm going to work with some of the other board members, some industry experts, to work on a more moderate increase, if any. And because again, that's a very difficult pill for counties to swallow when we're already challenged in our budgets. To have a huge increase in healthcare costs next year would be a real challenge for virtually all counties. So anyway, we're gonna work on that, try to understand and challenge that in the coming weeks. So with that, we've got a 10 o'clock hearing. Oh, that's true, but we've got an interview at 10:30. So I guess we could probably, what we could do is probably recess till 10:30 and come back in, open the hearing, continue it, and then.
How about,
do our
what if we
interview.
did like 10:20, that would,
Do have other topics for executive session.
We have. Oh, that's right, forgetting executive session. Yeah, let's do executive session.
Okay.
And then, yeah, we can open the hearing anytime after 10. That's true. Good point. That'd be a better alternative.
Resolution number 20-501, in the matter of adjourning into executive session for consideration of appointment or compensation of a public employee or public official, pending or imminent litigation for collective bargaining.
So moved. Second.
Discussion? Vote?
Resolution 20-501. Mr. Benton?
Aye.
Mr. Merrill?
aye.
Aye.
All right, we are now in executive session.
Okay, I'm getting my coffee.
Resolution number 20-502, in the matter of adjourning out of executive session.
So moved.
Second.
Discussion? Vote?
Vote on motion 20-502. Mr. Merrill?
Aye.
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 Now
Okay,
we will go into our hearing.
we'll open our hearing.
Resolution number 20-503, final hearing for the Rybob number 620 watershed drainage improvement petition project.
So moved.
Second.
Discussion? Vote?
Vote on motion 20-503. Mr. Merrill?
Aye.
Aye.
Mr. Benton?
Aye.
Resolution number 20-504, in the matter of continuing the public hearing to address the Rybob number 620 water drainage improvement petition project to Thursday, December 3rd, 2020 at 10 a.m.
So moved.
Second.
Discussion. Just like to comment that as we've done the last 2+ months, how many, Jennifer? Six?
Seems like
Six
12.
petitions, yeah. We unfortunately have to continue these because we need to have in-person meetings, and we can't have that with the COVID restrictions, so we're pushing this one out to December. So, take a vote.
Vote on motion 20-504. Mrs. Lewis?
Aye.
Mr. Merrill?
Aye.
Mr. Benton?
Aye. All right, that is the end of the regular session, and with no further business, we are adjourned.